My name is Marco. I'm 27 years old. I was born in Italy, but I moved to the United States to study and work. When I came to America, I had only one small bag, a few dollars, and a big dream in my heart. I believed this country could give me a new life. I lived in California, the land of sunshine, beaches, and big dreams. Many people came here from different countries just like me. Some came to study, some to work, and some came with nothing, only hope. California was full of ideas and freedom. One day I heard something on the news. It said, President Trump has made a new rule about people coming from other countries. I didn't understand at first. I thought, will I have to leave? Will my dream break now? I sat in the park and looked around. People were walking, laughing, buying coffee and playing music. But my heart was not happy. I felt fear. I felt like a child alone in a storm. That night I called my mother in Italy. I said, Mama, I'm afraid. Maybe I cannot stay here. She said to me, Marco, my son, you are strong. You are kind. Do not be afraid. No rule can stop the heart. No paper can break your spirit. Believe in yourself, I cried. Her words were like warm soup on a cold day. The next morning I went to school. My English teacher, Miss Clara, saw my face. She said, Marco, what happened? I said, I am scared. Maybe I will be sent back to my country. Maybe my dream is over. She looked at me with kind eyes. She said, let me tell you something, Marco. This country is not made only by rules. It is made by people, by stories, by love. And your story matters too. Those words made me think. She was right. America is not just one man, one rule, or one paper. It is millions of people. People who build, teach, help, and dream. People like me. In California, many people started talking. They said, we will not follow this rule. We will protect the people who live here. Some leaders in California said, we will stand up. We will not let fear win. I saw people helping each other. One day, a woman in my class said to me, Marco, you helped me learn Italian. Now I will help you. If you need a place to stay, you can stay with my family. I was surprised. I said, why would you help me? She smiled and said, because you are my friend. Because we are the same. That day, my heart felt very full. I saw something beautiful. Even when the world becomes dark, one small light can still shine. One day there was a big event in the city. People stood with signs that said, love wins, we are all immigrants, and California believes in kindness. I joined them. I was scared, but I stood tall. I held a sign that said, I am Marco, I am human. People clapped. Some cried. One old man came to me and said, young man, your face gives me hope. I smiled. Thank you, sir, I said. Then, he said, I came to America 50 years ago. I worked in farms. I had nothing. But this land gave me everything. Don't give up, son. That moment stayed in my heart forever. The fight between Trump and California was not just about rules. It was about hearts. It was about who we are and what we believe. Some people were angry, some were scared, but many were kind. They helped, they listened, they loved. My teacher, Miss Clara, gave us an assignment one day. She said, write about a time when you were brave. I wrote, I was brave when I stood with people who wanted peace. I was brave when I did not run away. I was brave when I chose love over fear. She gave me an A+ and wrote, your words touched my heart. Keep going, Marco. Now, I work in a library in California. I help people learn English. I tell them, don't be afraid. Speak. Try. Your voice matters. One day a little boy came with his mother. He looked scared. I said, hello, what's your name? He said, Luis. I said, Luis, you are safe here. This is a good place. His mother said, thank you. We came from Honduras. We want to live in peace. I gave them books. I gave them hope. Many people ask me, Marco, what do you think about Trump? I say Trump is strong, yes, but love is stronger. Rules can change, but hearts can build a new world. I learned something important. Even when leaders say hard things, people can choose kindness. Even when papers say no, the heart can say yes. California stood tall. It said, we will protect all our people. Not just with words, but with action. People opened their homes, gave food, gave hugs, gave jobs, and gave love. I saw a girl named Aisha in my class. She wore a hijab and looked nervous. Some students laughed at her. I stood up and said, stop, she is my friend. They stopped. She looked at me with tears. After class, she said, thank you, Marco, I was so scared. I said, don't be scared. You belong here. That is what I believe now. We all belong. The color of our skin, the place of our birth, the language we speak, these are only outside things. Inside, we are the same. My friend Jack said, Marco, I used to think rules are everything. But now I see sometimes rules can hurt people, and people must help people. I nodded. Yes, Jack, you are right. Trump wanted strong borders. California wanted strong hearts. Some people said Trump is bad. Some said he is trying to protect us. But I think the real question is, are we protecting each other? Now I teach children. I tell them stories. I say, there was a time when people were afraid, but then people chose love, and that made all the difference. One girl asked me, Marco, did you ever want to go back to Italy? I thought for a moment. Then I said, sometimes, but now I have two homes, one in my memory and one in my heart. And I tell them, even if the world says you don't belong, show them you do. Show them with your kindness. Show them with your work. Show them with your story, dear listener. If you are still here, thank you. You listen to my story. Maybe you feel sad, or happy, or full of hope. That is good. That means your heart is open. Please don't stop listening now. I still have more to tell. There is something very beautiful coming next. Please stay with me. One rainy evening, I was walking home from the library. I saw a man sitting on the ground near the road. He had no umbrella, no coat, and his clothes were very old. I stopped and asked, Sir, are you okay? He looked up at me and said, I used to be a teacher, but I lost everything when I came here. No one gave me a chance. I gave him my umbrella. I said, come with me, I will make you warm tea. He came to my small room. I gave him dry clothes and hot tea. He cried. He said, why are you helping me? I said, because someone once helped me when I was new and afraid. Now it's my turn. That night I learned something big. Helping one person may not change the whole world, but it can change that person's world completely. Later, that man, his name was Mr. Rahil, found a job at a school. He began to teach again. He smiled again. He had hope again. One day he came back and gave me a small notebook. He said, write your story, Marco. More people need to read it. I smiled and said, maybe I will one day. Another time something sad happened. My friend Aisha, the girl with the hijab, was walking with her little sister when a man shouted bad words at them. Aisha came to me crying. "Why do they hate us, Marco?" she asked. I didn't know what to say. My heart broke. But I held her hand and said, "Some people don't understand, but we will not hate back. We will show them the power of peace." We went to the school. Director. We shared what happened. The next day our school had an event. It was called Different But Same. People wore clothes from their countries. They brought food, music, and stories. Aisha wore her traditional dress and danced. Everyone clapped. The man who had shouted came and said, "I'm sorry. I didn't understand, but now I see." That moment was magic. A heart changed. A mind opened. Dear listener, this is why I want you to listen fully. This story is not only about Trump or California. It is about us, you and me, the power of people, the power of change. Trump had strong words. California had strong love. And love. Love always wins in the end. There was one more moment that changed me. I was invited to speak at a small school event. I stood on the stage, nervous. I said, "My name is Marco. I came from another country. I thought maybe I did not belong, but now I know I do, and so do you." I looked at the children. Some had brown eyes, some blue, some had black hair, some blonde, some spoke English, some didn't. But they all clapped for me. Later, a boy came to me and whispered, "My dad says people like us don't belong here. But I think he's wrong." I knelt down and said, "You belong, and maybe one day your dad will see it too." My dear listener, I want to ask you something. If you ever feel afraid or small or like you don't matter, please remember this. You do matter. You are important. And your story is not over. Just like California said no to fear and yes to kindness, you can too. There will always be people who build walls, but there will also be people who plant flowers near those walls. You can be one of those people. You can be the flower in someone's dry garden. Trump may have tried to build borders, but California tried to build bridges. Which one do you want to build? I learned many things in my journey. If someone pushes you down, stand up again. If someone tells you you don't belong, answer with a smile. If the world gets cold, be someone's blanket. If the sky becomes dark, be someone's star, because in the end it's not about where you were born. It's about how you live, how you love, and how you lift others. That's the America I believe in. That's the world I want to live in. So, now I keep walking, I keep teaching, I keep smiling, and I keep telling this story, because someone out there, maybe you, needs to hear it. You are not alone, you are strong, you are loved, and you belong. If this story touched your heart, please like and subscribe to support my work. It takes time, love, and effort to make these stories. But I do it because I believe in people like you. You, my dear friend, are the reason I write. More amazing, emotional, and motivational stories are coming. Stories that will make you cry, laugh, and feel full of hope. Stay with me. We will walk this journey together.